I'm live now. What? What? Crazy pants as I adjust the microphone yet again. Happy Sunday morning. Hi, Tracy. It's a Sunday. It's the 2nd of November. A new book came out today for me in a book series I'm reading, and the time change happened. It's already been a day. Pardon me while I blow my nose. I'm getting over a little bit of a bug, so it's fine. I'm fine. I'm over the worst of it. However, we're still a little extra sniffly. And that's fine. We'll make do, right? Oh my god. What are you doing, microphone? Livy here in front of my face where you need to be, I swears. Oh, hopefully I sound okay. And we're going to, in theory, get a podcast done. I say in theory because I've given up on the plan. The plan went out the window when I woke up this morning and realized that there was a book in a series I've been reading that finally came out. So I've been reading and not talking, which means you are getting first thing in the morning voice for me, even though I've been up for a bit. So I do apologize. We're a little extra phone operator today. What are we going to do? Hey, Sandy. Oh, I'm on the mend, so I'm definitely feeling a lot better, but I've still got that random cough sniffle situation where, like, you know you're over it, but your nose and your throat and your chest haven't quite figured out that they don't need to panic anymore, that it's good. So we're dealing with that. It's fine, another day and I'll feel back to my usual self. Not that it gets fully rid of the sniffles, but it reduces it to just being an allergy issue rather than a post-cold issue. So that's fine. We've got things to talk about. I obviously lost a day or two to illness, so not as many in-depth varieties of projects as I usually come at you guys with, but that's okay. Hopefully everybody had a lovely Halloween and good Saham. They did some celebrating of the world's best adult holiday, which is the 1st of November, also known as Halloween Candy Goes on Sale Day, and that you are having a great weekend. Keeping that in mind, we're down to the last crunch period, known as the, oh my god, it's almost December time. I want to say that, and people are like, Jocelyn, we got a whole month. I don't know about you guys, but my months go like snap fast and they're gone. I already understand that if I'm thinking November 1st now, I need to be living like it's the 1st of December or I'm not going to get everything done. I got that part. Just doing things. Right. Hey, knitting purple. The problem is the screen reader did not read that out. Kohilo Katoki. Nope. Yeah. Ooh. No, I'm going to pronounce that wrong again because I've now heard it from the screen reader and I want to spit out what the screen reader said, and that is not the right word. She's got an MCal going on, guys. She's got an MCal sweater cal going on, if that's your thing. I never even looked at it. Oh, no, the Alondra crochet sweater. That's different. I know Hohi Locatelli is doing a cardigan MCal or a sweater MCal, which I haven't looked at. What's the crochet sweater? I'm going to have to try to remember to go check that out after the podcast. I mean, we all know me. It probably won't happen, but I got to try to remember to do that. Okay. I needed to get some stuff prepped for November. One of them was to have a sock done so that I could have 2 finished socks so I could start a pair of Christmas socks. Now, I know what sock pattern I'm going to use. I'm going to make the nutmeg socks. Mostly because they sound seasonally on cue and because the designer is not from North America. So I can make a pair of Christmas socks and I can have it count for the Craft Around the World Challenge, which for me is key because that's going on right now and I need to do some works for that. We've got on display a great almost finished, hey Donna, almost finished second sock. Almost finished. We got a heel, and these are the scrappy socks that are supposed to have the yellow toe and the green heel, and we have mostly a green heel. I had to switch back to the last of the yellow to get the heel done, so I'm going to have to think about the one colored toe, one color heel thing. I might have to go like one sock has one colored toe and like color one for a toe, color two for a heel, but then sock two has color two for a toe and color one for a heel because the yarn distributions, it is what it is. And minis are minis. And I can't get, to be fair, this took 2 minis and I don't have enough mini left over to do cuffs in either color A or color B. So this is not unusual for me. One mini does not do a sock toe heel cuff situation for a pair of socks for me. It never has. My feet are just on the other side. I would need 2 minis to do it. And these aren't full 20 grams, obviously. These are handmade minis. So the weight variation is quite wild, and that's the best part about it. The main body of the sock is 1-800-ELAINE, and as you can see, I have done the foot, I've got the heel, I've got the leg. We're just working on that last bit of ribbing. I got about an inch of ribbing left to go, and then I am, oops, I'm going to punch the microphone, and then I am ready to bind off. So I'd like to get that done today if possible, because tomorrow I am off to be with a friend and help her do some work. Conveniently enough, she knits, and she has eyeballs. Which is helpful because I almost always drop a stitch when it's Erin, guys. I'm going to go see Erin tomorrow. I always drop a stitch when I'm doing bind offs on socks. So if I'm at a bind off and at her house, when I inevitably drop a stitch, it's a lot easier if she's just there and she can fix it for me. So I will have some leftover yarn, which means I can turn this leftover sock yarn. I can hold a double and I can make some mini squares for the scrappy Erin of Fireweed Fiber Coat blanket that I am very slowly working on. This is going to be a years plus long project. It's slow going. It's Asa. Oh, thank you, Asa, for a link. I will forget, and I know it. I know the yellow looks white on screen. If you, I'll post an Instagram photo when I'm done with them. They are yellow, not white. They are yellow. I don't know what my screen does, but my screen does something. Either way, I'm going to take the minis and I'm going to turn them into like what's left over for the Elaine colorway, and I'm going to turn them into little DK weights, solid granny squares. I only got like 2 of these done this week. This is why this blanket project's going to take forever and a hot second. They're excellent little time consumers, but in the same respect, I need over 370 of them. We are nowhere near 100, never mind 370. So this is going to take me a very long time, and then I need to connect them all, which is also going to take a very long time. So we're going to we're working on making the squares. We'll work on everything else later. I'm trying not to think too hard about that. I'm still making my way through the scrap ball of yarn I'm currently working on for the squares. This is, I don't remember. Oh, it's from last year's Sock Club colorway. I think it's one of the earlier months. Anyway, we've got that. So I just about finished a sock, which I do need to get done today. So tomorrow I can bind off and cast on the Christmas socks for Louise's wildflower wool November Christmas sock knit along. I have one of those scattered brain days. Another hi, Asa. Jude, hello. I don't know if I could do another year of crochet every day, Jude. Okay, no, the sounds I hear are my cat aggressively moving all of her cat litter from one side of her cat box to the other. I was like, oh no, did I leave the stove on? It's like the sound of the stovetop what I hear. No, it's my cat. That's fine. Oh my god, yes. Decaf coffee. I'm so excited for this. Thankfully, we're closing in on the end of the 365-day Granny Square Challenge. Why? Because I have now once participated for the 365 Granny Square Challenge, and I did the squares every day for a year to learn to do a whole bunch of different crochet techniques. And my God, was that the best way to just dive into the deep end and learn the hardcore mode way, which is how I learned. I think we've all met me before, right? This year and this time around, I just gave myself a crochet for at least an hour on Granny Squares every day. It'll be nice when I can just pick it up and put it down next year whenever I feel like it. And I don't have this little reminder in the back of my head going, have you done your hour? Have you done your hour? You need to do your hour, at least an hour, because then I'll start listening to podcasts, and all of a sudden it's been like 2 hours, and I should have gone to bed like an hour and a half ago. Not unusual for me. I did make more work for myself as usual by loving the large squares that I've been making so much that I'm going to make the full grid of 9, which is going to make either a truly, truly massive throw for a couch or a chair, or a nice size bed blanket. I can't help it. I want to get the scraps done. Phaedra, why did you take that from me? Mother needs. Hello. Hi. You're not helping. Did you know you're not helping? Did you know you're not helping? I did finish the granny square that I was working on last week, which turned into like a granny rectangle. It is at my feet with a cat currently climbing on it, so I cannot show you guys a purple granny square that turns into a gray granny square on the edge. If I ever get the chance to pick it up and wash it again, I will take photos in theory. Maybe? Who knows? I did finish that, however, really sick. I did like 4 rows, not rounds, rows on one end in a gray, and then I single crocheted the edge. However, she won't. She loves it, and it's on the floor. So if I pick it up now, I'll be in a lot of trouble. I should have picked it up while she was gone. I did get square 6. Yes, square 6 done for the blanket. So we have another big old square to add to my stack of big old squares. And oh my god, this is why I'm still working on it, is because it's been gloriously eating through my sock yarn scraps. So again, this blanket that I'm working on is strictly granny square, so it counts for the granny square challenge. I'm not sure how I'm going to connect the squares once they're done. I'm heavily leaning towards using my Barocco Vintage DK in gray, so that I'm not trying to buy more yarn to connect this bad boy. And since we're made up entirely of sock yarn, to be also made up of wool and acrylic blend, that's fine. We're superwash merino and nylon already. Am I thinking about my colors? No. Am I planning this out with this? Absolutely not. I am putting my hand in a very large Walmart bag, which is getting very, very empty, and going, are you light-ish? Great. Are you dark-ish? Great. Attached to the old ball of yarn, and away we go. I know you know how to fiddle with things. Could you not? Could you, yeah, just chill on your rectangle. I'm not picking it up, just for you. Yeah, we're not showing the internet, just so you can have your space. I'm probably gonna make a few more so I can have them on rotation. That way I can clean them and hang them and dry them on the regular, and she won't notice a difference. Either way, square 6 is done. Which you know where your food is. Yes, if you get too aggressive, I'm sure the internet will let me show you where your food is again, because you're having a moment. These granny squares are being made on a 4mm crochet hook, since I'm holding 2 fingering weight yarns together. And they're sock fingering weight yarns. So they're more of a DK-ish weight, not a worsted really, though close to a worsted. These are the 2 balls I'm currently working on. I have no idea. I think the brown is Erin's. I have no idea on the variegated anymore. This is why they're scraps, they're leftovers, they're odds and ends, bits and bobs. But I'm almost done square 7. I'm into the 2022 count. So I go till each side is 27 clusters wide. And then we snip and trim and wait till all of our squares are done. So I've almost got square 7 done, which means we are 2 full squares away from laying it all out and then making a decision on attaching the blanket together. So we creep ever closer to a finish. This is still holding my attention fairly well, so we're going to keep working on it, as I would like to maybe have it assembled before Christmas if I could. I mean, I also would ideally like to have the Battenberg one I started in January finished. I can't bring myself to pick it up quite yet, though it's still a touch heavier. Oh my god, monster. You're being extra monstery today. Is there a reason for it? You know where your food is. You know where your food is. You have to ask the internet. You have to ask the internet if I can go show you. I'm on the internet. You're gonna lie down finally? You're gonna give up on me? Sometimes it's a who's got more patience, me or the cat. Oh, my nose. No? Well, I don't know. I don't know. The internet has to say it's okay for me to show you. Yeah, the internet has to say it's okay. Because I'm talking with the internet right now. You don't give a flying fart, do you? All right, come up here. Come up here. I don't want to bend all the way over to pick you up. You're not that old yet. Hello. Hello. Hello, Monster. Can I go feed? I'm going to go show Monster where her stuff is. Because, Monster, I don't think we want your face up in the microphone. Yes? See? Knitting Purple says we can go show you where your food is. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, everybody hold down the phone. I gotta go show you where her food is. Yes, I love you too. Oh. Oh my god, internet. She had kibble, she had water. She was convinced she was starving to death, so we gave her a snack. She has some dried sardines in her food bowl now. What a thing. The Alondra's really pretty? Okay. I definitely need to go find it and check it out, though. The body done already? Oh, God, I love how fast crochet sweaters are. What weight is it in crochet? That's a very good question. And is it like one color or striped? What's the situation? I don't have Discord open on my computer, so I can't just go follow a link right away. Because I want to know. Okay. It's okay. Monster's fed. She's got snack. In theory, maybe we get some peace and quiet. Ooh, hey, wait, she's gone. You want to see a cat-covered floor mat? Oh my god, it's all the way down the cramps. I got the floor mat. Woohoo! It is nothing fancy. It is literally just, it's a rectangle. It's a rectangle. I started purple square. I extended out gray rectangle. I gave it a single crochet round edge. And then this is exactly what I did. I dropped it on the floor, and then I used my feet to sort of smooth it out into position. And it's just wide enough to fit underneath my computer desk lengthwise. And it's deep enough that when she's not being aggressive, we can share the foot mat situation, which means I can wander around the floor, my hardwood floors, in my bare feet, which I prefer to do. Still, soon we will be cold enough that I'm going to want to have slippers. We're not there yet. But then I can put my feet on a nice kind of, just a little squishy squish when I'm sitting at the computer doing my work, which is important because I do a lot of work at the computer. So I'm here for many hours some days. And that little squish is just what the person needs, you know? Oh, did she update fully? Like Imagine Landscape's Halloween gnomes, right? Because there was the witch and the pumpkin. Thanks for letting me know, Jude. And I do. I does. It's D? Oh, and DK? That would be really pretty. Okay, that's dangerous information. That is dangerously good information, but dangerous information nonetheless. I need a link or I'll forget. I know me. Okay. She's doing a Christmas one? I mean, it's probably silly because, like, Imagine Landscaped is your project pages notes. Excellent, thank you. Imagine Landscape. There's no way she doesn't do a Christmas one. Like, she'll totally do a Christmas gnome, right? She usually does a Christmas gnome. I will confess, I find gnomes very cute, but I don't do them very often. I'm excited because I have a pattern for the witch one, because Halloween, but I don't know yet. I haven't started it. I knew I wasn't going to do it during the MCAL part, but I wanted the pattern, so I'm happy to own the pattern, even though I didn't do the MCAL section. It's a thing. Oh, I gotta figure out the... That's what I figured. Yeah, because it would be weird for Imagine not to do a Christmas gnome at this point. She also has like the best names for them, right? Drew, did you post pictures on Facebook or are they on Ravelry and the project page notes? I will say that I will check them out. Someone will have to remind me. I just right now my brain's like get through the podcast. I have Advent crafting and I have a book to read. And like that's like the whole day. Almost the whole day. I have to do meal prep today because it's Sunday, and I think I'm gonna thaw one of the 2 turkeys I have because I have 2. And then I will butterfly it tonight and roast it, and then I can freeze and portion out the meat so that I've got meat for most of November. So I think I might try to squeeze that in today. It gets a little hard when there's a book in a book series you've been reading and the next one in the series comes out because I just want to read the book. That's all I want to do is read the book. And it is read on the digital tablet, so it's not a listen situation, so I can't multitask that way. So we'll see how productive I am today. It might just be the book. Yes. Yes. I don't mind Ravelry. It doesn't give me much grief as far as accessibility goes. I think it's because the platform is so bare bones. There is not a lot of extras going on in it, and that actually works better for me. Or at the very least, it's on the Ravelry project page. There is no dark mode compatibility issues, which it doesn't sound like it's a big deal, but it's a big deal once you add in the large font. I on the regular break web pages with large font in dark mode on the regular, so that the fact that Ravelry is fully usable in dark mode and large font makes it a bit of a special bear for me. Is kind of nice. Do the drop down menus huge? Yeah, my drop down menu consumes my whole screen. The big thing is that I get a drop down menu and that the pictures work, because if I'm shopping in dark mode, I don't necessarily get images. So it'll tell me what the yarn is, but there's no picture. I don't know why. I just know that's how it is, because that's just how the internet is for me. That's how it functions. Fine, whatever, we make deal with it. But I have no problems checking out Ravelry pages when I can remember to go there. I do like seeing project pages from other people who do stuff, even though I'm terrible. I don't do it. There's no excuse for it. Like I could sit here and flutter my eyelashes and go, I'm not good at it. And I have for years. It's my own fault. I darn well know I need to do those pages and I don't do them. I'm just lazy. There's no excuse for it. Do I read other people's project pages? Absolutely. So I do that a lot of the times. And it's good because sometimes, most of the time, designers will post very beautiful lifestyle images, but they're all very bright white backgrounds with very pale colored yarn. So like I don't see anything. So I have to go in by name, and then I have to go into the project pages other people have made to go looking for the darker, richer colored yarns and the stronger contrasts to see what it is that the designer's trying to show me. I love project pages. I just need to stop making excuses and start making them for myself. Oh my goodness. I need to, I think, do that knitting purple. I need to just make an effort next year to just start making Halloween as soon as I'm done Christmas knitting to start Halloween crafting again. I do have the tree pulled out, my Christmas tree, which sounds early. Bear with me. I'm going to put it up early so I can see how much naked tree I still have to cover because we still haven't fully Halloween decorated the Christmas tree. We started last year knowing that it was going to be a 2-year minimum project. So I need to aggressively have that tree in my face, reminding me it doesn't yet look like the holiday has. Oh, no, move away. So, with the Christmas tree, I need to have it in my face, or my brain will be like, it's not that sparse. It's sparse, guys. It's sparse. I want Halloween and like my Christmas tree needs to be gaudy. Like I want lights and pearl strands and Halloween decorations on every inch of my 7-foot tall Christmas tree. I still don't have a topper made for the Christmas tree, so like I want it to be aggressively holidaying in your face the moment you walk into my apartment. I want you to go, "Whoa, wow, that's a tree." That's what I want. That's the goal. My Christmas tree is still pretty darn classy looking, so it's not enough. It's not enough. We need more. We need more. So I'm going to put the tree up here shortly. I know it's early. I'm aware, but I need to start making ornaments for the tree, which means I need the too classy Halloween Christmas tree looking at me, offending me, so that I make the ornaments, or I will put it off. I do know myself well enough to know that's going to work. So I'll finally work on Halloween projects now that Halloween is done, which sounds about right. I also need to work on the Halloween sweater, and there's a bit of drama with that. And that's fine. And work on that so that I can wear it next year. That's the hope. I think I messed up and I cast on the wrong needle size. I swatched with one needle size, and I need to literally pull out my magnifying glass on my phone app and find my needle keepers. I got a couple. Susanna has gifted me some, and Asa has gifted me the little green ornament one I use the most. And I need to find the needle size of the needle that I'm currently working on because I think it's too big. Which means at some point I got confused, not difficult to do these days, and I put it on the wrong size needles, which means ripping out all of my progress, which will irritate me to no end. I also know I don't have a spare 4mm needle right now, so if what they are on is not a 4mm needle, I might be hooped till I can free up a 4mm needle. I thought I had more 4mm Chagu needles. Turns out no, I don't. I thought I had like 6. I have 3, which explains a lot of my problems. How I thought I had. I'm probably also registered. I know. I figured it out. I am likely thinking 6 because I have 3 short ones for doing arms and stuff on cardigans or smaller circumferences that are 4mm. It's probably why I'm thinking I have 6 or 5. I don't. I have 3. All right. Yeah. We'll just start crafting for Halloween next year, tomorrow. Not today. Today we've got a book, potentially a turkey to cook. And if I'm honest, I need to wrap Advent stuff. I need to finish a couple of Advent crafting projects too. Okay. We talked about the granny squares. We talked about my sock. We talked about like sort of the miscellaneous things. I want to talk about the swatch I'm currently working on for the Christmas sweater because, of course, Cheryl's talked me into another sweater. I think that's just her talent right now. However, before we get to that, let's talk about the small amount of progress I made on my wood woes. Because I made a small amount of progress on my wood woes. Listen, it's been a week. All right, this is ball number 2 of the I Am Borg colorway. This is fingering weight. As you can see, we don't got a lot of ball left. We're getting down. We're getting down there. It's not as small as I wanted it to be, but really, I slept for like almost 2 days this week. It's fine. I did make more progress down the body of my wood woes. I made, let's see here, rough estimation is 1 3/4 inches. So I almost made 2 inches of body progress. For everybody playing the home game, this is my wood woes. Guess we're inside out because that's how I knit. Look, we can look at it right side out. I'll just drop. Ooh, ah. I'm using a heavily variegated yarn. It's kind of doing its own thing. It's doing its own thing. I don't have it on needle keepers right now, so I gotta be careful on those end stitches. I want to put the sleeves on needles this week. So as you can see, I've got my sleeves on some cold yarn because I did it in the car on the way to Saskatchewan in early October. But we have just a wee bit more body progress. So good. What is my camera doing? It is muting that. Something fierce. That's fine. We did figure out that this yarn, the very, very light sickly green color specks, or sections, if you will, do light under black light. So that was a fun discovery. Does that mean I now have the desire to finish this and take a glow bowling? Yes. Yes, I do. Why? Why not? I can't see the end of the bowling lane anyway. What does it matter if the lights are turned on or off? However, we're not getting excited because we are nowhere near the number of inches I need to be done from the underarm seam. So I'm going to continue to work on the body. I'm going to try to get the sleeves onto needles this week. If I could be done this ball of yarn and ready for the next ball of yarn, like the next transition ball of yarn, and then have some sleeve work done this week, that would be stellar. Is that going to happen? Probably not. I'm not that done. I've got 2 advents to make this year, so I'm a little crunched for crafting time in the next couple of weeks. So we've got just that wee bit of body progress. However, my word, has this been nice to knit with when I've been doing things, especially if it involves a cup of tea in the evening while I'm listening to the news, which is, as usual, either hilarious or distressing, however you want to look at it. However it works. However, I no longer have to hear about baseball, so I'm very excited. Everything lives in a project bag from the Tracy, who gifted it to me last year, which was freaking amazing. Do I love it? Yes, yes, I do. Do my cat appreciate the smaller baskets that Tracy made? Yes, yes, she does. Do they stay where they're supposed to? No, no, they don't. They travel all the time around my apartment. What am I going to do? All right. Mind you, Knitting Purple's got a thought. If I do Halloween all year next year, it does give me an excuse to buy more Halloween patterns. The debate right now is, do I even bother taking down my Halloween decorations? Or do I just like put up the few Christmas decorations that I have that I use, knowing that I'll take the Christmas down and just leave the Halloween up year round? Like, do we just commit to Halloween permanently? Maybe. Let's talk about fun stuff. I have yet to see Erin since we got home in October. I was sick this week, so I will show off the Yarn Club colorways for October next week, because at my request, I'm the last person to get the yarn because it just shows up in person to my house, and I do quarterly. So we'll get October, November, and December. I will pick those up this week so I can show you guys October's next Sunday. I'm very excited. We're almost done another year of Yarn Club, which, wow, my brain is absolutely stunned that we're almost done a year. I don't like, where'd the year go? I have questions. Let's put the sock there for a moment so I don't have to think about it. All right. Let's talk fun stuff. I think I know the sock pattern I want for the DK White socks. I did for Patreon members. I did post a link and pattern links in Discord, I believe. Yes. For both the Nutmeg socks and the Cozy Morning socks. And then we've got the Christmas sweater to talk about. So this month's Fiber Friend Challenge is gift knitting. That's not a problem. I do gift crafts. However, we all know me. I don't enter draws for things. It's just not a part of my psyche. I made that decision years ago, and I like to participate, but I don't like the stress of having to have anything finished if I don't get it done. I like to be distractible if possible, but I do like the idea of doing a Christmas sweater. So I know Cheryl and Louise are working on a Christmas. Well, Louise has plans to work on a Christmas sweater, and Cheryl is working on a Christmas sweater. I've got the start of a swatch, which doesn't sound that exciting because swatches are not that exciting. Is it necessary? Yeah, there's color work involved, and we'll see. we'll see. I've got this needle that I'm currently swatching on, a DK weight yarn. Could be a bit tighter than I want it to be, but it's the size I've got, so we're going to give it a try. Erin hasn't said anything about next year's sock club to me, but I will poke her. Her brain's probably full of Advent right now because I know they're getting their Advents out in the next week here. So I will give a poke and see. I am starting, as you can see, it's got a swatch. It's in the round because we're doing some color work. Is it super classy? No, it's a swatch, guys. Like I do the swatches and I make sure that across the width of the swatch, so the part I'm measuring is accurate, but I don't worry about cinching up my sides overly much. Why in the round? Because I knit my sweaters in the round. So if I want accurate measurements, my swatches need to be in the round because flat knitting and circular knitting changes your gauge a little bit. I am hoping to do the festive yoke cardigan or pullover by Skein-Deer Knits. I have both of them as patterns. However, I say hope for a reason, and that is strictly because I have apparently a really itchy ear today. I have problems with charts. We all know this. It's a vision thing. And Skein-Deer's charts are a very nice blue-white combo, but the blue isn't very dark and the white's pretty bright to me. Like I pick up white really fast and very aggressively. As you notice, sometimes I kind of squint at the camera because I've got you guys lit well, but it means it's very difficult for me to focus on what's going on behind my screen. I want to use up my gingerbread yarn that I got as a prize because my dad entered a prize draw in last year's silver willow yarn event. Like that happened. It's a gentleman in Alberta who dyes this yarn. I might get up again and go grab the yarn tag. Hang on. So I won 5 skeins of gingerbread in the DK in the gingerbread colorway, and it's super pretty, but I need to be careful with pinks. They don't always necessarily look really good next to my face. That's fine. It's pale, it's pastel-y, it's wonderful, it's very Christmassy, it's very tricky for a color palette for me to wear, but I do like it. So my brain was like, okay, I saw the festive yoke cardigan. I picked up the festive yoke cardigan a few years ago when it came out from Skein-Deer Knits. And I was like, I will make this one day. I want the aggressive all over color work. I understand it's more work, but that's what I want. I know what I'm signing up for. But I needed a color to give this gingerbread a bit more depth so that I could wear it. I have enough in grams of the purple DK vintage Barocco still, because I bought a lot of the purple because it's really pretty and it looks really good with the gingerbread. So I was like, I'll swatch in these two. We're going to see how well my eyes hold out because that chart coloration is so light for me. I don't know if I can do it. If I can knit the swatch and I don't give myself a headache, then we'll be good to go because I'm going to knit a decent sized swatch. That's just the best way to do it so your garment fits properly. But if I knit the decent sized garment, which will take me about 2 or 3 hours, I'm not fast at color work. I understand this. And I've got a headache, and then we might have a problem. And I might have to switch sweaters, which I don't want to do because that's the sweater I want. Do acknowledge that if the chart prevents me from making the sweater, and all of the charts are like that, like all of the charts, and it's a lovely shade of blue and it's a lovely white, I literally cannot blow up the page anymore to make the color chunks larger, to attempt to block out enough of the white to make the chart comfortable to read. So I don't know if I can do it. Yellow on a black background ending purple is in fact one of the key color contrasts for people who are losing their sight. Some people like a blue-green combo, depending on what other sort of issues that they're dealing with vision-wise. For me, the standard black with the dull safety yellow font is best. And that's one of the reasons why I do dark mode. It's one of the reasons why I try to close off light when I'm focusing on anything that involves a screen, because light mucks with my vision very quickly for me. Part of it's because I have very light colored eyes. If you know anybody who has light colored eyes, or you yourself have light colored eyes, you'll understand you're dealing with a little bit more light sensitivity. That's fine. That's a part of how your eyeballs function. For me, I will hyper focus on the light and I will blur everything else out. So I need to remove as much white from things as possible. So the Halloween charts are great because a lot of people like, it's Halloween, so they go blacks and oranges and yellows and like reds. No white. So I can pick up on each of the individual colored squares like super fast, snap, snap, easy peasy, and away we go. I'm just dealing with blocking out the border edges of the chart, which are white. Easy to do. You're only looking at the edges anyway to count your rows as you go up. It's minimal information, minimal hassle. But the Christmas ones, a lot of people go blue light, like a nice medium blue. I'm not going to go, it's not a light blue. It's not a pale blue. It is definitely in that medium blue range, but we're not a rich, intense blue. So I don't have the corresponding dark spaces to try to focus on to balance out the very pale white spaces. So I don't know if I can read the charts long enough to do the color work, which is irritating me because I bought the pattern twice. I own it in a pullover and in a cardigan format. I really freaking like the pattern. I like the finished look of it. I like Scandir's instructions. I like how things are knit. I like her as a designer. It's just the chart accessibility I'm concerned with. And I am not good enough at messing with colors on pictures and PDF charts to be able to just invert the colors somehow. I would have to manually recreate the chart in a color combo that works for me. So then it's like, is it worth the 5 hours it will take me to convert those charts? Because there's more than one. It's all over. And you get to pick your chart sections, right? So like you pick what you're working on. So do I want to do that level of work for a pattern I've already paid $13 Canadian for? No, I don't. I don't want to do that work. I have to come to terms with the fact that it is not Scandir's fault I'm going blind. The pattern's already column text anyway, so it's already not accessible as far as pattern writing goes. You can't put a screen reader on it. I have to read it manually. So like there's already things I'm having to do. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But also I might, though that is not why I might ask. I did find a potential backup sweater. It's not exactly what I want, but it is a cute Christmas sweater. It is only available in Norwegian. So if we end up going to the backup sweater, we will be calling Asa and going, hey, I understand knitting patterns, and I think this is what this is trying to tell me, because this is definitely not in English, but I can read the charts, so I don't know. We're going to try Scandir's charts because that's the sweater I want to do, and we're going to go from there. So it just comes down to whether or not it gives me a headache or not. And I will find out when I'm done the swatch. So stay tuned. Thank God I have 2 months for this one. Yes. So it's a thing. It's what you gotta do. It's the same way like when I make a chart, I make the charts in black background. Like the first thing I do on the chart program is I fill all the squares in black, because then I can see the little outlines of the squares. And then I will use a lighter color to draw in the in the chart. But when I publish patterns that have charts, which I have done before with the Halloween stuff, because I do have some Halloween patterns, I have to then go in and individually change each of those colors into a color format that people understand. I think I'm just going to stop doing that part. So I have charts that I use that are mine, that I've made. But yeah, black and then color is ideal, but I know it's not ideal for everyone. It's just ideal for me. So I don't know where to sit. I don't want to complain about the chart as a why isn't it a different way? Because it's a personal preference. It's a color variation. And well, black and yellow are best for me, or black and light blue, or black and light gray. That doesn't mean they're good for everybody else. Other people absolutely want the white backgrounds with the color because that's what they pick up better. So I don't know. We'll find out. I need to work on it. I definitely want. I should go grab that ball of yarn. I'm gonna go grab that hank of yarn because we all know what the purple Barocco looks like. But the gingerbread is really pretty. I don't have to leave the room. I just gotta wander over here off camera, guys. I've got yarn everywhere in this office. Everywhere in this office. And the cat's at my feet again. I don't know why I did this because I can't really read the tag very well. It's big enough I might be able to show you guys the tag. You guys might be able to see what's going on. I have the yarn for it crammed into one of these that I made. It's one of these granny square bags. This was fun. I have put together 2 now, and I really like both of them. Okay. They're really good project bags. It's really nice. I've got to raise my desk a little. See, here's that gingerbread in the hank. Like, how pretty is this? I know it gets washed out with the lighting that I've got, but we are definitely a pink. So we've got darker reds in here, and then we've got lighter white pink sections and brown sections going on for like your gingerbread house, or gingerbread cookie. I wish I could read you. Can I do it on the magnifying glass? I might be able to do it on the magnifying glass. I'm being attacked by yarn projects. God, I hope I can get through those skein knit patterns. That's what I want. I want an aggressively pink and purple cardigan with Christmas all over it. Yeah, I know, I'm weird. That's fine. I'm accustomed to it. What are you? Arcane Fiber Works. That's it. Arcane Fiber Works. That's who we are. No, I can't read the back side of the tag, which will have all of the information on it. Whatever. We just needed the name of the company, right? That's all we needed. We didn't need anything else. I usually have a KAL for Christmas. I missed some messages. Green and black. That's another color combo. Yeah, that'd be a good one. Color work. Wow, how many messages did I miss? Jude and Alice are having a whole conversation here. I just give you a call. I think, Asa, you just want to hear me butcher Norwegian so you can laugh at me. I mean, a lot of the things for it's like when you're looking at it, I don't have to fully know that the word is cast on in Norwegian to understand they want me to cast on. Like I'm like, okay, I know what it is I'm doing at this part. So this long word, which is not the word cast on in English, is cast on because that's the stage we're at this part in the pattern because we've done the gauge swatch. And while it doesn't say gauge, I go, but I can see 4 over, and I was like, oh, okay, over so many centimeters. Oh, swatch, that's what we're working on. Swatch. Okay, cool. I can do the swatch in the round and the color work and do the math and measurements. And then it's got a really large 2 pairs of words for cast on, and there's got a series of numbers. My brain goes, okay, we've done your gauge swatch, we've done the thing, so we're at cast on stage. That's a cast on structure sentence. Do I fully understand what I'm doing? No, I also don't fully understand what I'm doing when I read French either. vaguely grasp the concept of what they're trying to explain to me in the pattern, and I kind of can figure it out because a knitting pattern is roughly a knitting pattern is a knitting pattern is a knitting pattern. What you need are the numbers and then special instructions. That's where I might call her. Oh, I can go pull up the pattern name for you guys for backup. Don't worry. Let's pull up that tab for everybody. Jude, also I will pull that up for you. Do we want to do a Christmas knit along? Oh, no, this is a specific person we're talking about. Hey, Jen. We're talking about patterns and my difficulty with charts. How'd your weekend go? Okay. Let's see if I can pull up. Nope. Nope. That's what I want. But do I have the other one open? Oh, this is hard to do, guys. Do I just have the festive yoke one open? Hang on, I gotta squint at my camera and block out some of that light. Oh. Ah. I've got... It's the Not So Ugly Christmas Sweater is the potential backup sweater. And it is not English. And how do I know it's not English? Is my screen reader on my computer's like, this is not English. I am not reading this. That's fine. Right now, I can tell you that it is not columned text, which I appreciate for the intro. It stays as left to right across the whole screen for the whole width of it, which is actually helpful when it comes to reading for me. And then I just kind of need to maybe get some clarification on some sections. But the chart is one of those areas where I'm going to need clarification because I don't quite understand this chart structure set up for this, which is fine. It's a free pattern, and I'm never offended to do extra work when it comes to a free pattern. But it's got what I'm looking for. It's got snowflakes. It's got a little snowfall situation. It's got the like antlered moose, elk, reindeer, deer, whatever creature you think this four-legged furry thing is supposed to be. I would probably take out the smaller midway chart because I'm going to need to add length, and I'll just add it in the snowflake situation. But I would do the bottom chart, which is trees. So I would have to do a little bit of modification for it, just removing a chart and staying steady with a snowflake fall situation instead. But I definitely don't get enough of what's going on to be able to do it without assistance. But the backup sweater is potentially the Not So Ugly Christmas sweater. We'll see. Not ideal, but, you know, it's a thing. It's a reindeer border. But I... Really? Is there a link for that? A sweater advent? Like knit along? Is there a link for that also? Do we get to know in advance what we're making? Oh, I love how these are people's names I don't know. Who are these peeps? Can I have some design links? I would love some links. Well, yes, but I know a person who speaks Norwegian also, and I don't, if it's charted, I don't need charts. Charts are universal, they're pictures. I just need to know if I can read her chart. The numbers make the numbers are numbers and math and pictures are pictures. It's just the little bit of special instructions in Norwegian that I would need to translate, and that's not terrible. It's not hard. It's doable. It is very doable. And as I continue to look around the world for patterns, I'm going to run into this language barrier a lot. So I need to start being able to puzzle out things in alternative languages because Google Translate will assist, but I think like Google Maps, it's got the last 10-foot problem. I told you guys about the last 10-foot problem. So I don't expect it to be perfect. So I'm probably going to end up just translating specific terms and specific words rather than like a whole document, as it were. Mostly to challenge myself to think, right? Yes. Also, will send me links. Oh, I love links. Okay. It's because, well, I've got that Advent coming. So like I need to figure out what I want to do with the Advent. And I don't want to add it to any blanket projects or any big projects. I've been contemplating what is Dragon Horde Designs Advent sweater called? Adventurous or My Own Adventure? Crud. It's one of those. It's definitely got adventure or adventurous in the title for it, but it is her Advent sweater. So like that's kind of tempting. It would require me to get my hands on some solid fingering weight yarn to hold with the Advent, because I know hers is a hold too, because she holds the Advent yarn and she holds another fingering weight yarn together to get into that DK weight range. So there's that potential snag. I definitely wouldn't want to hold it with anything heavier than that, because then it's in a range that's too heavy. I won't wear it. So I don't know. But I do want some sort of Advent project this year for it. And I don't think I want another shawl or another blanket on the go. I think I want to try to stick to garments of the sort of put on the person variety. I swear I'm awake. I need to learn to talk. That's right. You're making the festive yoke for your granddaughter because she needs a new one. I want those charts to be in different colors. I want that. I want to make that sweater. Jen, were you here when I was showing off the colors for it? Between fingering and... Okay, that's not too bad. Jen, that is... Jen, busy, I think, is the name of the game. Once you hit like 21 and you start adulting, your brain just goes, it's busy. And then for some reason, you just get busier. Like, I did not think I would be this busy in my 40s as I am. And I'm like, where is this mythical downtime that all the teenagers say adults have? Because I don't have it. I don't have it. Oh, Jen, assumed knowledge is quite dangerous. It is a great way to test your own knowledge base and to go, okay, why is this assumed knowledge, and work from it? It might be my love of history kicking in, because there's a lot of, well, everybody knows what this is, so we never have to mention it. However, 500 years later, nobody knows what they're talking about. And you're like, I'm so confused. It becomes a puzzle, and I love puzzles. I just don't know if I've got time, but a colorwork Advent sweater, 13 colors between fingering and sport, I could work with that. I will have more than 13 colors because I will obviously have a 24-day Advent versus a 12-day Advent or a 13-day Advent, but that's just a fudging of the math. That's not too hard. I could make just a basic sweater with stripes, but where's the fun in that, Jen? Also, we've got the craft around the world, right? So like I want to start pulling in from European pattern designers and Asian pattern designers and Near East and Far East and African, and I got to go all over the place. And I definitely want to do a pattern from Antarctica. I posted in the Ravelry group, in the threads links. I did post the designer that I'm thinking about using for that, because where else am I going to justify a DK or worsted weight color work tundra Arctic kind of sweater vibe outside of Antarctica or Canadian designer? And I have so many Canadian designers, myself included, that I can pull from. So I'm like, that's not going to work. Mostly it's to challenge myself to leave I can't find anybody in North America that is exactly what I want, so I'll just make my own thing. I want to start spreading my purview to go, okay, well, if it's not North American, like, is there somebody outside North America who has already put the work in for this and like that I could support, right? And I could be like, yes, let's talk about this person and let's encourage looking outside my comfort zone, as it were. 6 different blues? Jen, that is going to be so freaking pretty. Oh my god, that's going to be so pretty. It's entirely possible, Asa, that you did, because we exchange a lot of things. If you've got the name for it, I can go check out the Facebook stuff. I got it straightened out so I can log back into Facebook. Now I just need to figure out why I'm not allowed to log into this specific YouTube channel on my phone. Gotta go. Oh, computers. I will get there. I will get it figured out. It's fine. However, that's it. That's what I did for the week. Not that much. I need to swatch this week. I need to get the socks done so I can get the Christmas socks on the go. I don't know what yarn I'm going to pick for the nutmeg socks. I'm probably going to look at my sock sets first and see if I've got a Christmas-y themed one first, and then go from there. And then, with luck, the swatch works and the charts from Skein don't give me a freaking headache. Or if they give me a minor headache, if I just commit the time to converting the charts and essentially remaking the charts in a color rotation that I can handle, which is like my other option. I don't want to do it because I hate having to do that much work for a pattern I've paid for, but if I've got to, I got to, I guess. And hopefully get the Woodwoe sleeves on to needles this week and get ball number 2 of 4 done on that sweater. Hopefully. Without failing to mail off an advent calendar, which needs to be wrapped and have the last 2 things finished. I have to continue work on the second advent calendar, which I can't share with you guys because that is a secret thing done with the Patreon members. And then, all the other stuff that happens in November. Thankfully, it's not heavy on the to-do list. I just got a bunch of volunteering stuff that I'm going to do. And then obviously we've got Remembrance Day happening here in Canada. So like that, I will lose a chunk of that day because I go to the services. What else? I think that's about it. I think that's everything. We put out the program schedule. I do have an Experimental Tuesday post to go up. At this point, it's late enough that I'm going to do it next Tuesday, which is good because I haven't started this. Like, I haven't started the next Experimental Tuesday project. For everybody who isn't on a Patreon member, Patreon members get Experimental Tuesdays. It's when I find a new recipe or I find a new thing to try cooking wise, and I write about it and I link to whatever it is that I've found. So we have a chocolate one incoming where I found a new type of brownie recipe to try, and my thoughts on that. I've now eaten the whole pan of brownies. It was chocolate. I wasn't going to put that to waste. And I think what I'm going to try next week is going to be like maybe a bread thing or an apple jelly recipe I found. Not sure yet. I'm either making apple jelly or I'm going to try to make bagels. Ooh, it's awesome. Also, I have a date to get the advent done so I can get it in the mail. And it needs to be done real soon. Oh, thank you, Asa, for sending me a link for those things. Oh, links. My life. Without links. I suppose, Asa, I can check out the knit along for you on Facebook and see if there's another place that it's going to be hosted on. Like if she's going to have like Ravelry stuff for it, even if it's just like the Ravelry link to get the knit along. And if I find out that there's a link in that way, I can send that to you from the Facebook stuff. So I can do that with the name of the knit along and the group and stuff. I can go find it and search that down because I'm still on Facebook. So I can do that. Otherwise, I don't know if you guys got big plans this week. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. It is the first week of November. I know all of us here in North America might be slightly groggy from the time change. My cat loved getting breakfast an hour early. She thought that was just brilliant. Falling back is never a problem. Springing forward, that's always the harder one for this household to manage. She doesn't understand why breakfast is delayed by an hour in the spring. That's fine. Is that a common argument for pet owners to have? Otherwise, I hope everyone had a great Halloween, had a lovely weekend. We're going into holiday season, so if you are holiday crafting like a crazy person, don't be surprised when you start seeing holiday knits and stuff stop popping up in here as my projects and progress for the week. Because the moment I'm done my advent calendar stuff, which has got to be the end of next week at the latest, I need to get crack-a-lackin'. I've got a lot of family stuff to get going on, including somehow finding free needles to knit things on. I swore I had more 4mm Chogo needles. I swore I don't. I have a lot of the bulkier ones, and I'm glad that I own them. But because I don't need them right now, my brain's like, well, I kind of have the thinner ones. It's fine. It's fine. I have 5mm needles. I have 6mm needles, which is useful because I need to knit my dad a new hat for hunting. It's his Christmas present this year, so like I can get that on the needles and going. The mittens are for my sister that I have left to do are on a bulky, so that is obviously a thicker needle. It just comes down to my mom's vest, which I have not settled on a pattern for, and my niece's stuffed dragon. I haven't settled on a dragon pattern yet. I don't know. I don't know. I need to find a pattern that I want to work on for it that I like because I'm the one who has to do this work. I tried to talk her into an eyeball polysaur, but she didn't want an eyeball dinosaur. Kids no fun, man. Kids no fun. So I have those things that are quickly incoming because they need to be done by Christmas-ish. And a couch throw for my brother-in-law. That's the beefy one. Still haven't bought the yarn for it yet. So, however, that's going to count for Granny Square project because I'm just knitting him a beautiful Granny Square couch throw in his favorite football team colors, American football specifically. Oh no, Jen, there was a time change. 5:30. Oh, I would have been so mad when I realized that's what I'd done. I would have been so mad at myself. I am grateful the only timekeeping things in my apartment are my computer and my phone, which auto update, and the clock on the stove, which stays the same year round because I know what time it is in my mother's house because I check my stove. Whatever time the stove says. I'm sure that tells me the time of the microwave. I can't see it. Whatever the time the stove says, that is the time in my mom's house. So because Saskatchewan doesn't do time changes, I don't change the stove. So thankfully, my alarms and stuff are set for the phone, and the phone auto updates. So I got my normal wake up call at 6 a.m. Did I think it was weird? Yes. Did I think it was a little bit early? Yes. But it's fine. An hour here, an hour there is not going to make or break my schedule. But oh, Jen, a 5:30 wake up call at Sunday when you don't need to. That's terrible. Oh, it's so rough. Asa, I do. Yes, you don't do color work. It's just on Facebook. Okay. Well, if it's color work, you don't like color work, so that's fair. Then I don't have to worry about it. Oh, it was 6. Okay. So the clock, yeah, because if you've got manual clocks and stuff, you have to update them. I don't have any clocks in here. I fought for a long time not to have any clocks, not because I wouldn't mind a clock. I would be fine with. I've got a Google Home thing, but it also auto updates. So sometimes I forget that it's a thing. I can't read the clock faces anymore. And let's be honest. Have you guys ever seen the voice clocks for blind people? They're ugly. They're ugly bricks of grossness. And the voices are terrible. I'm like, why? It's the same voice that they've like been using since the 90s for it, and it was bad then. I'm like, no. No, it's also why I stopped wearing watches, because the watches that'll talk at you, and don't get me started on smartwatches, they're not really accessible, and I don't really feel like fighting with tech all the dang time just to have the time read out to me when I can just turn my phone on and have my time read out to me. It's fine. However, no, I had to stop with the clocks and things because I just can't see the screens anymore. So it's the phone because I can tell the phone to shut up when it's going off, and I know when to wake up. And it's got some of the better accessibility tech in it. So yeah, no, over the intervening years, the wall clocks have gone away. The alarm clock in the off bedroom's gone away. It's just my phone sitting on my nightstand. And because I use TalkBack, I don't really use my screen anyway. So sometimes my screen goes into dark mode, and my screen doesn't even light up. Because I don't use it that often anymore. So when the talkback's on and it's nighttime, I just turn the light source down, and it's set to turn back up in the morning when it's light on. So like I don't have any extra digital screens or anything going on. But I definitely all my clocks auto update except for the stove, and the stove exists at its time space continuum point so that I know what time it is at my mom's house, so I know if it's okay to call. I don't want to call during like lunch, which I am so bad for doing. Because it's not lunchtime for me half the year. Half the year our lunchtimes align, half the year our lunchtimes do not align, and I don't always remember. Oh, well, maybe the early wake up call, Jen, lets you justify an extra cup of coffee. Or like a nice treat fancy coffee. Maybe like make a home latte situation going on, maybe. Maybe. I got oat milk this month, so I've been making oat milk lattes some mornings or evenings because I drink decaf coffee. And that's gotten dangerous. Why, you ask? Because you heat up the milk. I do have like a little stick wand, and I have an immersion blender, so like I can properly froth the milk if I want to. I don't. I'm lazy. I tend to boil my water and heat up my milk, and then I just pour my milk into my French press. And then I just use I plunge the French press really aggressively to make foam. Works great. Then I can pour it into my cup and go. But you sweeten your oat milk lattes with either like a little bit of honey. I use a little bit of maple syrup. So sometimes my oat milk lattes are more maple oat lattes because I have too much maple syrup. So I have a very sweet dessert coffee on my hands. I might be drinking too many of those. It's fine. The coffee won't hold out, and I will have to stop at some point. All right. I'm going to go make some food because it's past my lunchtime. And then, let's be honest, probably going to put a turkey in the sink to thaw so I can make meat for the month. Cook the meat I'll use for the month. Then I'm going to go back to my book. Hopefully I get my swatch done today, because I need to get my swatch done today. Tomorrow I'm off to help Aaron do some stuff, so I will, in theory, be back to the daily grind on Tuesday for works and stuff. We'll see what happens. I think I might just leave Halloween up. Okay, guys, I'm off. Have a good weekend. Hopefully you have a good week. And until next Sunday, I'm going to say I'm Jocelyn, that this is the Northern Knits Podcast. There's one sleeping dragon at my feet. And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to craft.